At 3 in the morning, I stood behind my blinds watching the president of my HOA crouch at the end of my driveway and rip open a package with my name on it. The second the cardboard tore, chaos bloomed. Glitter erupted like a neon volcano, coating her polyester tracksuit and hair in shimmering dust, while the smell of spoiled shrimp blasted out so foul, even my camera microphone gagged. Karen, the queen of the cul-de-sac, the self-proclaimed guardian of our neighborhood's aesthetic values, stumbled back, gagging, clutching at her face like paparazzi were hiding in the bushes. And in that moment, I knew two things. One, I finally had proof, and two, I wasn't dealing with a neighbor. I was dealing with a tyrant. For weeks, packages had been disappearing from my porch. At first, I blamed the usual suspects, delivery drivers who misdelivered kids looking for a thrill, maybe porch pirates drifting through. But then I noticed little details. Karen, who lived 3 houses down, would drop casual comments about my orders before I'd even opened them. Wireless speakers, huh? Didn't know you were into that. Or size. Medium hoodies. Surprising choice. That one chilled me. I had never worn it in public. The woman wasn't just nosy, she was rifling through my stuff. I tested her once, joking about a missing package. Her smile tightened like a rubber band about to snap. Well, maybe if you didn't leave things lying around for days, they wouldn't vanish. Then she strutted off like she'd just delivered a presidential speech. That was the moment I installed cameras. Motion-activated night vision, 2 angles covering the porch and driveway. And then came my glitter and shrimp box. The footage was perfect. Karen didn't even have the patience to sneak it away. She cracked it open right there like a raccoon tearing into garbage. She wasn't stealing because she needed things, she was stealing because she wanted control. Packages were secrets, and Karen hated secrets. The next morning, the neighborhood buzzed with whispers. Karen tried to hide her glitter-stained scalp under a scarf, but everyone saw it. By that afternoon, an email landed in every inbox. Important new security policy. According to her, all packages must now be rerouted to the HOA office for safekeeping. Residents could pick them up by appointment if they paid a small administrative fee. I almost choked. The thief had just legalized her own theft. I showed the email to my neighbor Chris, the kind of guy who cares more about mowing stripes into his lawn than about politics. He whistled low. She's got guts. You're gonna let her get away with it, not a chance. But I didn't say it out loud. With Karen, you never show she rattled you. That night, I debated posting the video to the community page. But that would have been too quick, too easy. Karen thrived on drama, and she'd spin herself into the victim. No, I needed patience. The patience didn't last long. The very next morning, a police cruiser parked outside my house. 2 officers stepped out, Karen trailing behind them like a glitter-coated shadow. "Sir," one officer began, "we've received a report you may have placed hazardous materials in a package that harmed a resident." Hazardous materials? My jaw nearly hit the floor. Karen clutched her scarf dramatically, wailing about being poisoned, about nearly going blind. I kept my cool. I invited the cops inside, offered them coffee, and played the footage on my TV. Karen ripping open a box clearly labeled with my name. Glitter explosion. Shrimp tsunami. Her panicked retreat. Silence followed. Karen sputtered, "It's doctored. He's manipulating it." The officer sighed, pinching his nose. "Ma'am, it looks pretty real." They left soon after telling me not to set traps that could be misconstrued. Karen stormed away humiliated, muttering threats. But humiliation didn't stop her. By the end of the week, her package policy was official. All deliveries now went straight to the clubhouse signed for by her. That night, I sipped coffee and watched from my window as she paraded across the street with an armful of packages, smiling like a dragon counting gold. And that's when it hit me. Catching her wasn't enough. Glitter was child's play. If I wanted to win, I had to raise the stakes. I tested her first with a pack of socks. Harmless boring. When I picked it up from the office, the tape was crooked. Inside wasn't socks, but a pair of neon pink leggings. A swap, bold and mocking. Karen sat behind the desk, lips pressed tight, eyes daring me to complain. I smirked instead. Nice tape job. Did you use glue sticks this time? Her nostrils flared, but she stayed composed. That was her weakness appearances. She couldn't lose her cool in front of residents. Her hunger for control was out in the open now, and neighbors were getting restless. Chris waved the policy notice like it was a dirty rag. $5 to pick up my own package. That's extortion. Correction, I said it's extortion with glitter still stuck in her hair. He laughed, but we both knew the truth. Unless someone stopped her, most people would pay quietly. Karen counted on fear. Then came the HOA barbecue. Mandatory attendance. Karen strutted around in her hostess act fake smile plastered on. I set my trap a box with my name in bold letters sitting in plain sight on the picnic table. She spotted it, swooped in, and cracked it open. Another glitter bomb this time, mixed with flour. The explosion mushroomed white and rainbow across her face, her dress, even her burger. The crowd gasped, then laughed. Someone clapped. For the first time, Karen froze, caught not in shadows but in broad daylight. That night, a letter slid under my door. You are in violation of HOA bylaws. Disciplinary action will follow. My stomach tightened. For the first time, I wondered if I'd gone too far. If maybe she was right. If maybe I was the problem. Maybe I should back off. But then Mr. Patterson, the old vet across the street, stopped me while I watered my lawn. Son, he said, 3 of my VA packages have gone missing this month. Medication. I saw her take them. Didn't want trouble, but... His voice cracked. That was it? My hesitation vanished. This wasn't about socks anymore. She was stealing medicine. That crossed a line. The next HOA hearing was supposed to be my trial. Karen presided in her navy blazer, still faintly glittery under the lights. We are here to address a resident's repeated violations, she droned. I let her finish, then leaned forward. If this is a trial, let's have evidence. One by one, I slid photos across the table. Karen, at 3 a.m., ripping my package. Karen sneaking boxes into her garage. Testimonies signed by neighbors. Finally, Patterson's letter about his stolen meds. The room went silent. One board member whispered, "That's a federal matter." Karen snapped, shrieking about smear campaigns, doctored footage, conspiracies. But I'd already said the words that mattered, federal crime. I told them flat out I was taking it to the authorities, and I walked out, folder under my arm, Chris grinning behind me. Karen lashed out fast. My windshield shattered one night, a notice taped to my door the next pending eviction for community violations. She didn't even have that authority, but she didn't care. She thought intimidation would break me. Instead, I went nuclear. I took the folder to the postal inspector. Mail theft was no slap on the wrist, especially VA medication. Within a week, unmarked cars parked near the clubhouse. Agents waited. And Karen, oblivious as ever, kept hoarding packages. One afternoon, the delivery truck dropped off 3 boxes. Karen swooped in, dragging them inside. The agents followed. From porches and windows, the whole neighborhood watched as Karen came out in handcuffs, screaming about conspiracies, glitter still stuck in her clothes like a badge of shame. Some gasped. Some cheered quietly. Chris recorded the whole thing, whispering, "You just killed the queen." And just like that, it was over. The tyrant was gone. The lesson power built on fear will always collapse the moment someone dares to laugh.